I'm Becky Chapman. I'm a Colorado photographer, born and raised in northeast Nebraska. Came out to Colorado after college, and we're right now, we're up in the trees behind my property outside of Morrison, Colorado. One of my images was selected for the Foothills Art Gallery's members show. The image that was selected is one of the images from my Forest Dreams project, which is my most current project. Forest Dreams came about after my photography coach introduced me to a Canadian painter, Emily Carr. Emily Carr is from the early 20th century. She's a Canadian painter, born and raised in the far western Canada on Vancouver Island. For Emily, God lived in the forest, and her paintings were her effort to convey that heartfelt sentiment and the spirituality. I fell in love with her paintings. They just melt my heart when I discovered them. My Forest Dreams project is my effort to convey the spirituality of the forest photographically, and I hope I achieved that. If you spend any time out in nature, you can't help but feel the magic. And I think as a culture in the last 2-3 generations, we've divorced ourselves from nature and we've lost contact with that magic. And maybe that's what we're missing right now, is getting back to that core magic. Forest Dreams images some of them were taken here, a few of them, but the majority were taken down in the Santa Fe National Forest, northeast of Santa Fe. A friend has a family cabin down there, and we started going down a few years ago, and we got down there a couple times a year. And my heart just fell in love with that area in the forest down there. When they put the cabin up for sale, I was so afraid that thing was going to slip out of my hands and that I'd never be able to get back there, that I ended up buying the cabin. So now I have a place truly in the forest, and I unfortunately don't get down there very often right now, but as soon as I hit retirement, I will be spending time down there. It is a bit rustic. There is electricity, but no running water. No internet, no cell phone, no TV, which is the perfect way to disconnect from all the connectivity and to reconnect and immerse myself in the forest and the spirituality. Coming out to Colorado, it's like, look at this. You can't help but be out. I'm out every day. Part of it's having a dog, so there's no excuse for not getting out. She doesn't give me much leeway on that. So we're out, we come back up into these trees up behind my property, and we walk every day. And that actually has become a source of meditation, sort of a walking meditation for me. And a lot of my ideas just come in at that point. The right brain is more awake and the left brain kind of goes quiet. So it's more open to hearing what the forest has to say. Forest Dreams, it's about the movement. I'm trying to capture the movement of the spirits through the trees, and so I just use basic motion blur with the camera, and that way it's not photoshopped. It's all done in camera. The only thing I use Photoshop for is to add some contrast and maybe bring out some color a little bit, nothing extreme. So all that blur is actually in camera live and not a Photoshop trick. Favorite part is going out and completely losing myself in the process. You just lose yourself and you lose time. I'll go out with the intent of only being out for 45 minutes to an hour. The next thing I know, 3 hours later, it's like, oh shoot, I gotta be somewhere in 5 minutes. But when you get lost, That's the magic. That's where the magic happens. You just have to absolutely lose yourself. And that's why I don't like shooting with other people. I'm not one of those to go out with a group and shoot, because I find having other people around too distracting and I can't lose myself. It's only when I lose myself I do my best work. I'm a work in progress. Becky is a work in progress. I hope I never stop being a work in progress. This is just another evolution, another step along the evolutionary path of who I am.